Cutting back on carbs is not overly complicated. You just replace the sugars and starches in your diet with vegetables, meat, fish, eggs, nuts, and fats. Seems pretty straightforward unless you don't eat meat. In this video, we're looking at how to follow a low-carb diet as a vegetarian. Low-carb diets have emerged as a useful eating pattern for those who have not managed to lose weight following a low-fat eating pattern, or those who struggle to manage their metabolic health conditions, such as type 2 diabetes. It's important to experiment and figure out a way to match your carb intake to your own goals and preferences. That being said, these guidelines are reasonable. 100 to 150 grams per day is a decent maintenance range and is good for people who are active. 50 to 100 grams of carbs per day is useful for weight loss and is a solid maintenance range for people who don't exercise that much. Now, conventional low-carb diets rely heavily on meat, which of course makes it tricky for vegetarians, but this doesn't have to be the case. Eggs and dairy products without added sugar, such as plain yogurt and cheese, are low in carbs but high in protein and fat, so for vegetarians they are perfect for a low-carb diet. These foods are also rich in vitamin B12, which is not found in plant foods. Vegetarians can get all the B12 they need from these foods, whereas vegans need to supplement. The other perceived problem for vegetarians who want to eat low carb is that all plant foods are naturally high carb, but there's actually a lot of plant sources that are low in carbohydrate, and some of them are even high in protein and fat. Many vegetables are low in carbs. This includes tomatoes, onions, cauliflower, eggplant, bell peppers, broccoli, and Brussels sprouts. Berries like strawberries and blueberries can be eaten on a low carb diet. Depending on how many carbs you want to eat, other fruits may be acceptable as well. Avocados and olives are low in carbs but high in fat. Nuts and seeds and soy foods are low in carbs but high in protein and fat, which makes them incredibly important here. Things like almonds, walnuts, macadamias, pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, and tofu and tempeh. Some legumes are quite low in carbs, including green beans, peanuts, and chickpeas. Fats and oils, of course, don't contain any carbs. And even dark chocolate is low in carbs if the cocoa content is around 70% or more. So let's look at a sample 2-day menu for a vegetarian that is low in carbs. Of course, you can adapt this to suit your personal preferences. For day 1 at breakfast will be fried eggs with baked beans and avocado. Lunch could be carrot and cucumber sticks with a hummus dip and a couple handfuls of nuts. And dinner could be an eggplant moussaka. On day 2 breakfast, you could have full-fat yogurt with berries. At lunch, you could have the leftover moussaka from the night before, and dinner could be spinach and feta quiche. Now, for more ideas, there's loads of free recipes available online. The best place to start is an article that we wrote about this topic on Authority Nutrition, and you can either click the YouTube card that appears or follow the link in the video's description. As you can see, there are many delicious plant foods that are low in carb and often high in fat and or protein. So clearly you don't need to be a meat eater to follow this kind of eating pattern. If you are a vegan, on the other hand, it becomes quite difficult, and realistically you'll only get your carb intake down to about 150 grams per day at best. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to the Authority Nutrition YouTube channel, you can do so by clicking the big red button below this video, and that way you can stay in the loop when our new videos get released.